Welcome to Intelligence of Luxury, the podcast brought to you by Data&Data.
So if you're tuned in today, you probably understand the allure of luxury watches. Think Cartier, Rolex, Patek Philippe. They're just incredible monuments to craftsmanship, status.
Absolutely beautiful objects.
Right. But the story we're diving into today is, well, it's about how these things have shifted. They've gone from just symbols of wealth to, well, bona fide financial assets.
It's a fascinating shift, really. We're seeing the secondary market, the pre-owned market for these high-end timepieces just explode. It's quickly becoming a really certified and sought-after investment segment.
A whole segment on its own.
Exactly. And the gatekeeper, kind of the key to this whole new era of finance and trust, that's the certified pre-owned model, CPO.
CPO, okay. So our mission today is pretty straightforward. Give you a complete shortcut to understanding the mechanics behind this, well, booming secondary market. We're going to unpack how trust, guaranteed authenticity, and frankly, some pretty serious hard data are shaping things.
Yeah, not just influencing sales, but actually shaping the future value of these pieces.
So let's start right there. Define CPO for anyone who's maybe new to this space. What is a CPO watch?
Right. So CPO. It's basically a pre-owned timepiece that's gone through a really rigorous, sometimes almost brutal inspection process, and often a full refurbishment as well. But the key, the absolute key, is who does it.
Okay.
It has to be the original manufacturer or, a deeply authorized dealer, someone officially sanctioned.
That detail feels critical, especially if you're spending, the price of a small car on something used.
It's everything. That CPO label, it guarantees three core things. Authenticity, number one, flawless quality, and functionality. And crucially, it almost always comes with a brand-backed warranty.
A warranty. Okay, that makes sense.
That warranty, that guarantee, that's the magic ingredient. It gives the buyer total peace of mind. It changes what used to be a pretty risky, kind of opaque secondhand deal.
Yeah, where you almost needed your own expert just to check it out.
Exactly. It transforms that into a certified investment you can actually trust.
And that pivot from just a luxury accessory to a reliable investment.
Yeah.
That's where the financial story really kicks in, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. The surge in demand we've seen, especially, say, over the last 5 years, it's less about a sudden love for style and more about portfolio managers, investors looking for alternative assets, things that hold value differently.
And when we talk brands driving this, I assume we're talking the big names.
Definitely the powerhouses, Rolex, Patek Philippe, Audemars Piguet, Cartier is huge now too.
Right.
But you also have these hyper-exclusive independents like FP Journe. Their secondary market prices are just astronomical.
Okay, so here's where it gets, for me anyway, really interesting. The financial side. We have hard data, right, comparing performance.
We do, and it's eye-opening. If you look at the average price of the top models from these leading brands over the 5 years from 2018 to 2023, you see the stunning trend.
Okay, what are we talking?
That average price, it rose at an annual rate of 20%.
Wait, 20% per year?
Per year, for 5 years running. Just think about that number. It's not some one-off spike. It's sustained growth. It really cemented these watches as a serious asset class.
20%. You have to compare that to the standard benchmark, right? The S&P 500.
Exactly. And during that same period, the S&P 500, it saw about an 8% annual increase.
8%. So luxury watches outperform the stock market by, 2.5 times?
Pretty much, yeah. It's a massive gap.
Wow.
And that explains why buyers are flooding into this segment. They're not just collectors anymore. They're investors. They're looking for non-correlated assets, things that don't just move with the stock market. And the watch itself, it provides this tangible scarcity that stocks just can't replicate.
Scarcity is the key word there. We see these insane wait lists for new models, right? Sometimes years long, which then means a brand new watch often hits the secondary CPO market immediately, but at a huge premium over retail.
Right. That structure almost guarantees that the secondary market isn't just an afterthought. It becomes the primary place for price discovery. It tells you what the market really thinks that watch is worth.
And the sheer scale of this market, it's not niche anymore, is it?
Not at all. Pre-owned watch sales hit. Get this. $22 billion back in 2021.
$22 billion.
Billion with a B. And that figure, it accounted for nearly 1/3 of the entire global luxury watch market.
1/3 of the entire market is pre-owned. Okay. So if the market's that huge, with that kind of money flying around, the biggest risk has to be fakes, right? Counterfeits.
Absolutely, fraud. That's the #1 authenticity challenge. And CPO programs were basically designed specifically to fight that.
It's a huge problem for luxury goods, generally, I imagine.
Oh, enormous. Been fighting it for decades. Bain & Company actually put a number on it. They estimated the global counterfeit market for luxury goods, including watches, was worth something like $4.2 billion in 2021 alone.
$4.2 billion
Yeah.
just in fakes.
Yep. That's money just completely siphoned off from the genuine market by, bad actors.
Okay, so CPO acts as this sort of brand-backed shield against that massive counterfeit industry. But why is the brand's involvement so crucial? Couldn't a really good independent jeweler do the same check?
That's a good question. But it comes down to, well, the brand holds the exclusive keys, especially for restoration. It goes way beyond just like stamping a certificate. CPO means a full, thorough servicing. And if parts are worn out, and remember, we're talking incredibly intricate mechanical movements here.
Tiny little machines.
Exactly. Those worn parts get replaced only with genuine manufacturer-specific components, things an independent just can't reliably source.
Okay, so it's a guarantee of the mechanics inside as much as it is about proving it's not a fake.
Precisely. It's mechanical integrity, provenance, the whole package. And you mentioned the modern buyer earlier. They're demanding this level of assurance.
You'd have to, right? If you're spending that kind of money.
Absolutely. And the data backs it up. Boston Consulting Group, BCG, they found that consumer demand for this kind of quality assurance in pre-owned luxury, it's increased by 15% annually over the past 5 years.
15% every year.
Yeah. Consumers have basically spoken. They want the premium experience, the trust, even when they're buying secondhand.
It makes total sense. If I'm investing in something that complex, that expensive, I need that guarantee.
Right.
But let's shift focus a bit. CPO isn't just defense for the buyer. It sounds like there are huge strategic benefits for the brands themselves.
Oh, definitely. It's proactive for them. What's really interesting is how CPO helps brands sort of wrestle back control from what's called the gray market.
The gray market. Those are the unofficial sellers?
Exactly. Unauthorized sellers. They often get inventory through sort of back channels, maybe bulk buys from dealers looking to offload stock quietly.
Right.
And they sell it often at steep, really unpredictable discounts.
And those discounts must kill the brand's image of exclusivity.
Devastating. Yeah. Luxury is built on controlled distribution, exclusivity, stable pricing. So when the brand offers CPO, it actively maintains its integrity, its reputation. It minimizes those unauthorized sellers. The brand controls the story, the quality standard, and crucially, the pricing floor for its own pre-owned stuff, not some shadowy online dealer.
And that control actually influences people's decision to buy.
Hugely. There's a great statistic from McKinsey on this. They found that 70% of luxury watch buyers are more likely to purchase a pre-owned watch from a brand that offers a CPO program.
70%? Wow. That's not a small preference.
No, it's basically a strategic mandate now. It tells you CPO isn't just some customer service add-on anymore. It's a primary reason people choose where to buy. Brands have to do it if they want legitimate access to that massive secondary market.
Okay, so controlling the narrative, influencing buyers. What else? We hear a lot about sustainability these days. Does CPO play into that?
Big time. It's a really important factor now, even for luxury buyers. CPO programs contribute directly to the circular economy. They extend the life cycle of these watches, sometimes, indefinitely. They stop being seen as just single-use consumption items.
And become more like generational assets.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Things to be passed down, kept in circulation, maintained properly.
And does that resonate with buyers? Do they care about the eco angle for a luxury watch?
Increasingly, yes. There was a Deloitte report showing 60% of luxury watch buyers consider sustainability an important factor in their purchasing decisions.
60%. Okay, that's significant.
So CPO lets the brands align with those modern values. And it also helps them carve out, unique market differentiation. It's a selling proposition. You get authenticity, quality, sustainability.
And presumably a better price than buying brand new.
Usually, yes. That's the other key benefit, accessibility. It opens the door for market expansion.
Right, bringing in new customers who want the brand, the status, but maybe aren't ready for the brand new, straight out the door price tag?
Precisely. And the data shows this works. Bain & Company did a survey. 40% of luxury watch buyers are interested in pre-owned watches, specifically because of the lower price points compared to new models.
40%. It's like a gateway into collecting.
Kind of, yeah. It gets them into the brand ecosystem.
Okay, this makes sense. You've got the trust, the certified inventory, billions flowing through.
Yeah.
But how do brands actually manage all this? It sounds incredibly complex. You can't just rely on gut feeling anymore, right?
Not at this scale. No way. We're moving from the watchmaker's bench and the service center, well, into the server room now.
Okay.
The answer is advanced data intelligence. There are companies, like Data&Data is a good example, creating these customized analytical dashboards. They essentially act as the strategic brain for the whole secondary luxury market.
A strategic brain. Okay, so data driving the decisions.
That's right. It moves the whole conversation beyond just selling a watch to actively optimizing its entire journey through the market. Maybe we can break down how this data intelligence works. Using, say, the data-data approach as a model, there are sort of 4 critical areas.
Okay, let's do it. Where do we start? Basic monitoring.
Yeah. First is market monitoring and price setting. Pretty fundamental. Brands use the data to exhaustively analyze everything happening online. Auction sites, gray market listings, authorized dealer sales, all of it, to see which specific models are hot right now, which ones have surging demand.
And that tells them how to price their own CPO watches.
Exactly. It lets them set CPO prices that are perfectly competitive, optimized to maximize both sales volume and profit margin. And these aren't static prices. They might adjust them frequently, even daily, based on the data feed.
Wow, okay. So
Yeah.
they're not just setting a price and hoping. They're constantly tracking the market's pulse.
Constantly. Which leads right into the second application, demand analysis.
How's that different?
Demand analysis uses more sophisticated AI-powered tools. They dig deeper into consumer preferences. They analyze millions of search queries online, social media chatter, transaction data, trying to figure out what people are actually looking for. Is it a specific dial color? A certain complication, like a chronograph? A particular case material, like rose gold?
Ah, okay. So they know exactly which watches to prioritize for the CPO process.
Yeah.
Instead of just certifying whatever comes in,
Right.
they focus their resources, their refurbishment efforts
Yeah.
on the specific high-demand items they know will sell quickly and command the best price.
You got it. Makes the whole CPO pipeline much more efficient and profitable.
Okay, that makes sense. What's third?
Third is competitive intelligence. This is more offensive. Brands use the data to analyze their competitor strategies in real time. What are their CPO prices? What inventory levels do they have for similar models? How quickly are their watches selling?
So it's like market espionage, almost.
In a way, yeah. This level of insight is crucial for keeping an edge. Remember, the inventory here is inherently limited and very expensive. You need to know what the competition is doing.
So if, say, another brand suddenly drops a lot of a similar sports model onto the CPO market,
Data&Data would flag that instantly. The brand gets an alert.
and they could then adjust their own CPO pricing or maybe shift their inventory allocation to respond.
Precisely. Maintain their market position. Protect their margins.
Okay. That leads to the fourth point. You mentioned allocation.
Yes. Fourth is global demand insights. This is about distribution. And this is maybe the most strategic piece of the puzzle. It's no longer about just sending watches out evenly to all boutiques or regions.
You mean the data tells the brand where in the world to send specific certified watches?
Exactly. Let's say the data shows a huge demand spike for a particular two-tone Rolex model. Maybe it's surging in Hong Kong.
Okay.
But demand for that same watch is flat, maybe even declining in Geneva. Data helps the brand strategically allocate its limited CPO inventory of that specific model to Hong Kong. Put the watches where the demand is hottest.
That maximizes sales potential, obviously.
Maximizes sales, reduces holding costs because things sell faster, accelerates turnover. It's just much smarter inventory management optimized globally.
That's really next level stuff. The market really has evolved from, like you said, a risky handshake deal into this highly calculated, data-driven financial machine.
It really has. So, pulling this all together, what does this mean for you, the listener, trying to understand this space? If we boil down this deep dive, the CPO market seems to be powered by 2 really strong intertwined forces right now. First, that staggering financial performance. It's become a superior alternative investment vehicle.
Yeah, that 20% versus 8% figure is hard to ignore, comfortably beating the stock market.
Right. And the second force is the establishment of trust. Real, verifiable authenticity. That CPO label is the essential shield against that multi-billion-dollar counterfeit industry. It provides the assurance, the guaranteed quality that both consumers and serious investors absolutely demand now.
Makes sense. Performance and trust.
Let's build on that last point we discussed. The role of advanced data intelligence, systems like Data&Data. If brands are now using sophisticated AI, not just to monitor demand, but to precisely optimize the global allocation of every single CPO watch, aiming to maximize sales, maintain price stability, what is that intensely calculated, data-driven approach? What does it mean for the whole idea of luxury? For that perception of exclusivity, of traditional scarcity?
Yeah.
Is the true luxury item, the really scarce commodity, now actually the data itself, the intelligence that dictates exactly where each coveted watch ends up? Is scarcity becoming just another algorithmically managed asset?
Something to think about.
We'll leave you with that thought.
Thanks for diving in with us today.
Podcast brought to you by Data&Data. Here, we decode the world of luxury, from online sales and secondary market shifts to brand strategies and cultural trends shaping tomorrow. Whether you're a brand leader, industry insider, or simply curious about how luxury evolves, this is where insights meet intelligence. Stay tuned.